students in Waterbury heading back to school, even with some water use restrictions in place. How Tuesday's water main break is still having an impact.
I think if you're a champion of free speech, you want to make sure government does not get in the way.
Governor Lamont wants Jimmy Kimmel back on the air here in Connecticut. We'll share more of his message and how Kimmel's show is doing despite blackouts in parts of the country.
It's raining again. Let's take you into southeast Connecticut. Woo! It is coming down to beat the band. My father used to say, if this rain keeps up, it won't come down. It is a first alert weather day. I'll have all the details on the amounts of rain that we're expecting and the potential for some strong to severe storms. That's next.
Now, Channel 3 Eyewitness News starts with a first alert weather day.
All right, thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock on your Thursday. I'm Caitlin Nuclo.
And I'm Tracey McCain. Our big story this morning, all this rain we're getting, a first alert weather day, and we want to get right to meteorologist Scot Haney for those details. Good morning, Scott.
The good news is we need the rain. Hi, everybody. 6:01, meteorologist Scot Haney, the first alert forecast on our Channel 3. The bad news is it's coming during the morning rush and then again during the evening rush. We're going to have little lulls from time to time like we're dealing with right now in parts of the state. But in southeast Connecticut, it is raining to beat the band. North Stonington, Groton, Long Point, New London, Montville down 395. Of course, down 395 where it meets up with 95 right around exit 74. Pouring there. So just please be careful driving around. It is a first alert weather day today. Heavy rain, flooding is a potential, isolated flooding, some poor drainage flooding. There could even be some flash flooding if the storms materialize and train. That means they stay in one spot for a period of time. And it's going to have an impact on both commutes and, of course, the Durham Fair, which opens at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So the storm impact, we're talking about lightning, damaging wind, and there is even an opportunity, particularly in western Connecticut, for an isolated tornado. Again, the probability is low, but nonetheless, it is not non-existent. The severe threat today is at level 1. Level 1 out of 5. So it's not horrendous, but nonetheless, it's not a 0, folks, so we need to pay attention. Futurecast spits out 1 to 3 inches of rain, maybe locally more, and you can see in the southeast portion of the state, that's where the bulk of the activity is taking place right now, and that's where we're expecting the most amount of rain. Temperatures today between 70 and 75, muggy, rain, storms. Sun sets at 6:42, sun rises 6:42, 6:42, a popular number today, Kate.
All right, 6:42. Right now it's 6:02. It looks like that 84 corridor is going to get slammed with rain, too, in addition to the southeast corner. So just make sure that if your travels take you that direction here this morning, as you're out and about heading to work, bringing the kids to school or the bus stop, keep everyone safe, keep everyone dry. Make sure that the kids are stepped back from the street. Visibility is down. We're also dealing with a road closure here in East Windsor, Route 140. That's Bridge Street closed between Hartfield Boulevard and Gardner Street because of a crash. We cleared a road closure, back open here in Plymouth. That's some good news. But again, damage for the morning commute already done. Roads are very wet. We've got some fog out there to greet you as well. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going safely. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, this morning, students and teachers in Waterbury waking up to head back to school after an unexpected day off yesterday.
Now, the district called off classes Wednesday because of that massive water main break on Huntington Avenue.
And things are not totally back to normal just yet. Your reporter Marcy Jones is live at Crosby High School. Marcy, parents and students need to know about what's going on there today.
That's absolutely correct. Despite folks in the area having running water again, they are still encouraged impacted residents to actually boil their water before use, as well as some schools like the one behind me are making some major adjustments to how they're preparing food. The impacted area has water back on this morning following a massive water main break on Huntington Avenue Tuesday. However, the cleanup and repairs are far from over. The city is also reminding residents who had their water completely shut off or their supply depleted significantly to boil their water and to run your faucet until water is clear before using it. In the meantime, several impacted schools in the district will have all their food prepared off-site and bottled water will be readily available. Crews are still flushing the system, and according to the mayor, the city's still waiting on 2 critical parts for the fix, coming from Florida and New Jersey, adding that the full repair could take a few more days.
We are in the process of replacing piping throughout the city. There is a program that's in place, but there's a lot of pipes that run here, and it's quite expensive to get it done. So we're doing it as a program, and ultimately we hope to get most of it done, but it's taking a little while to get it done.
We'll continue to monitor the situation throughout the morning and bring you updates as they come in. Your reporter live in Waterbury, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Marcy, thank you. We're also on top of some developing news here this morning. Investigators looking into what motivated a deadly shooting at an ICE facility in Texas. One detainee was killed there, 2 others seriously hurt. Investigators say the suspected shooter killed themselves, and the FBI recovered ammunition with anti-ICE messaging on it. The White House and Republican lawmakers say the attack was driven by hatred for immigration enforcement. Meanwhile, Republican lawmakers in our state say the violence is disgraceful, cowardly, and disgusting, and added that it must stop.
Right now, Jimmy Kimmel's return to air monologue in his most watched on YouTube with more than 23 million views. He also returned with some big TV ratings despite the blackouts in many places, including here in Connecticut. Nexstar, which owns Channel 8, the ABC affiliate in our state, has not brought his show back over his comments about Charlie Kirk's assassination. We asked the governor about it. He says he wants to see the show back on the air.
I think if you're a champion of free speech, you want to make sure government does not get in the way and corporations can't tell us what's appropriate political satire or not. I want WTNH to get them back on the air.
Well, Nexstar is seeking FCC approval for a merger with Tegna, another media company. Today, protesters and free speech advocates are expected to gather outside of Channel 8 studios, calling for the return of Kimmel's show.
This morning, the suspect accused of stabbing a teenager at a house party in Shelton is preparing to go back on trial. Prosecutors have filed new manslaughter and assault charges against Raul Valley in the 2022 death of Jimmy McGrath. Now, the jury found that they could not reach a verdict on either of those counts. He was acquitted on the most serious charge of murder. Jimmy's father says he'll be back in court for the second trial every day to support his son.
The verdict was, there was not justice for Jimmy, and they're dedicated on getting us justice.
Valley's due back in court next month.
Well, today, New Haven public health experts will speak out against federal cuts to vaccine research and changes to vaccine recommendations. A CDC vaccine advisory panel declined to recommend COVID-19 vaccines for anyone last week. A number of major medical groups have issued their own guidance and say the mixed messages are hurting the public trust in the health system.
Today, 3 defendants set to face a judge in connection to an animal cruelty case in Cheshire. The suspects were arrested back in September after an investigation into complaints about multiple animals living in poor conditions there. Police seized 18 cats and a dog. 6:08 now. Security concerns here over TikTok could be taking another big step toward being resolved today. Up next, we're going to lay out the terms of a new agreement to keep the app on your phone here in the U.S.
And a special celebration today for the Travelers Championship, highlighting what the tournament means off the golf course.
What a wet one, right? Like a sloppy kiss from your aunt on Thanksgiving. Ugh, gross during the day today. That's a visual, right? As we take a look at the temperatures between 70 and 75, you're going to notice thunderstorm icons from time to time with rain icons. It is a first alert weather day. Put the golf game off today. There could be some lightning and thunder. Unfortunately, the ground is wet, and you're going to be dealing with rain. 6:11 is now the time. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Scott. And up in our news today, President Trump is expected to sign a deal that would allow TikTok to stay on phones in the U.S. The China-based parent company will be required to cut ties with TikTok, or it will have to stop selling other products on U.S. app stores. The app's data and algorithm will be taken over by a California-based software company. Last year, Congress passed a law requiring TikTok to be sold over security concerns.
Today in Cromwell, the Travelers Championship will celebrate another successful year of supporting charities in our state. Tournament organizers will officially announce the total amount of money they raised. They have previously said that it was more than $4 million. And in total, in its history, the tournament has raised almost $60 million.
Up next, an important story for parents. The number of reported human trafficking cases is on the rise in our state. Everything you need to know to keep your kids safe.
And it was a busy morning in Wallingford for firefighters yesterday as they rushed to put out a garage fire. Take a look at the pictures here. We're going to tell you who is credited for preventing a tragedy when we come back.
All three.
Well, this morning, police at Hartford collecting some more information in connection to a lengthy human trafficking investigation.
3 young girls are now home safe after police arrested 7 men, and they say more arrests could be coming. Your reporter Taylor Knight is live in studio with the warning signs of human trafficking every parent should know.
Experts say there's been a drastic increase in online trafficking, and it may be more common here in Connecticut than parents realize. According to the Department of Homeland Security, traffickers often hide their true intentions by forming a relationship with the victim. Then they use modern technology and social media to exploit that victim. Hartford police say this 6 men, along with one who's not pictured here, were arrested in connection to a human trafficking investigation. That investigation started in May, and Hartford police worked with the Regionalized Human Trafficking Recovery Task Force. The 3 young victims have been safely returned to their families. Nadine Thomas is the executive director of Underground New England, a nonprofit organization in Hartford that provides support to human trafficking victims. She says right now the organization is helping 24 trafficking victims from 20 different communities across Connecticut. Thomas says there are some red flags that parents should be on the lookout for.
Is the child suddenly not as attentive as they used to be? Has their personality and demeanor changed suddenly or over time? Do they answer questions, or especially personal questions, in a guarded manner?
Experts also urge parents to be vigilant about online safety and make sure you know who your children are talking to online. Your reporter in studio, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, now to one of the best stories of the day. This morning, an Amazon driver may have saved the day. Police say he alerted neighbors and first responders to a garage fire early yesterday morning.
Talk about being at the right place at the right time. The driver was leaving a nearby warehouse at about 4 in the morning, saw that smoke and the flames. So firefighters responded quickly, were able to get the flames out before it spread to nearby homes. Multiple vehicles and 2 garages were destroyed, but no one was hurt. Look at those pictures. Incredible.
And really remarkable. God bless, right? Being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I was just happy to get my Nivea cream shave yesterday.
Okay.
Amazon.
From Amazon.
Oh.
Let's go to the
Sorry.
All right.
All right.
I'm 9 out of 10.
Yes, you are 9 out of 10. This forecast is a 10 out of 10 if you are expecting rain, because we've got a lot of it out there in parts of southeast and northeast Connecticut. Let's zoom on in, show you where the action is. You can see it, Voluntown, Griswold, down 395, where it connects up with 95. Good morning, everybody. It's pouring in this part of the state, and this is what you can expect in other parts of the state as well. I know it's not raining in every town this morning, but it will be on and off throughout the day today. There'll be a little bit of lulls in certain towns, while other towns are getting soaked. So today is a first alert weather day for heavy rain, flooding, and the potential for some strong to severe storms. The potential for a tornado, particularly in western Connecticut, exists. It's not a great risk, but nonetheless, it is on the table. So we're throwing it out there for you if anything does materialize. Of course, we go on the air and we stay on the air during a tornado warning if that does materialize. Morning and afternoon commutes are impacted, and of course the Durham Fair, which kicks off at 4 p.m., is also going to be impacted, but the rest of the weekend looks great. So today, storm impacts, lightning, damaging wind, and some of these severe thunderstorms could be materializing, and again, that isolated tornado is also a possibility. We're at level 1 for receiving some of these strong storms. It's not level 5, but nonetheless, it's not level 0, so we're in the mix. And according to First Alert Futurecast, tomorrow's weather today, just waves of moisture as they move through the state during the day today. This is noontime, and then this is 6 p.m. still with us, and then here comes the front late this afternoon through this evening, and that could touch off some severe storms. I think this is a little underplayed. We're just going to have to wait and see how it all materializes, but we do know that tomorrow is going to be a better day with improvement as we move through. This is noontime. We're under mostly sunny skies by later in the day. So your forecast for today calls for temperatures between 70 and 75 degrees. Your 7-day forecast, no rain after today for the foreseeable future, and warm temperatures flirting with the 80-degree mark for the next 4 to 5 days. It gets a little bit cooler on Wednesday, and Tuesday and Wednesday could be breezy days from Tropical Storm Umberto right now, which is expected to take a turn towards a hurricane status, but it is not expected to impact us directly here in Connecticut. And again, if that changes, we'll keep you posted. But just be careful today, Kate, because it is going to be a bit stormy.
Yeah, got to be careful, especially as you're heading out here this morning, heading to work, bringing the kids to school or the bus stop. Keep them a little bit farther back from the road here. Visibility is down. Things are wet. We've got some spray and some puddling and ponding already popping up. We're also dealing with this first alert here, crash in East Windsor that has Route 140, that's Bridge Street, closed between Hartfield Boulevard and Gardner Street. So please make sure that you're avoiding the area. Unfortunately, that portion of roadway is pretty busy, especially at this time of morning. Live look outside by the Bulkley Bridge here in Cromwell along Route 9. A live look by the Mixmaster in Waterbury and in Meriden. Again, we've got some fog out there. We've got some wet roads. Make sure that you're taking your time as you're heading out. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, up next here, the Durham Fair set to go for now, but we're keeping a close eye on the chance for storms this afternoon. What you can expect once the gates open. Well, today's opening day at the Durham Fair. Gates open at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, but we're going to have to keep a close eye on the skies here to see if rain will force any last-minute changes. If you missed today, don't worry, the fair continues through Sunday.
And the good weather is going to be coming after today. The event features educational activities for all ages, food, live music, and this year's performances, well, they're being headlined by Styx, performing on Saturday night.
I bet you've never seen a pumpkin like this. This year's fair already won for the record books. 2 pumpkins broke the previous record for the fair's largest, including a pumpkin from New York that weighed more than 2,000 pounds. Whoa. Yeah, that's a big pumpkin. The pumpkin drop takes place Friday evening. Everybody take cover because that pumpkin is going everywhere.
They drop the pumpkins on the ground?
I guess so.
Apparently, it's a pumpkin drop.
Did you know that they used to sell Volkswagens by the pound?
No, really?
Yeah, 1961, that was the weight of the car, and they sold it for $1,961. This is way back when.
Wow,
Jeopardy.
That's good trivia knowledge.
Good trivia right there.
Seriously.
All right, our forecast for the Durham Fair. Womp, womp, womp. I wish it were better today, but it is going to get better Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so you can look forward to that. But in the meantime, you see lightning or hear thunder, you want to get off those fairgrounds quickly because you know what? The potential for severe weather does exist in this state today. Forecast highs today. We're going to be between 70 and 75 with muggy conditions, rain and storms. Overnight lows tonight, cloudy with showers and storms ending late. Temperatures between 60 and 65 tonight, and then the rest of the forecast looks good. 625. Morning, Trace.
Good morning, Scott. Up next at 6:30, some parents pushing back against Connecticut's efforts to create its own public health guidelines. How state leaders are responding to those concerns.
And calls to end the war in Gaza continue to grow this morning. We'll have a closer look at the latest peace plan being offered.
And a live look through our iCam at Bradley International Airport and Windsor Locks. More First Alert weather and traffic, your local headlines, that's all coming up next at 6:30.